Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild. We are still sitting in the dark here, and I have to record a bit earlier than I usually record. Not earlier in the day, but earlier in the week. The next half a year will be crazy because I'm starting a new qualification. I'm learning new stuff, and my whole schedule will be messed up like crazy. I will have to see how I can keep up with the videos. I hope that I get into it very, very fast, and then I hopefully can hold the normal schedule with the usual videos and all that stuff. I have to see how I do that because, oh man, it will be crazy. I'm starting today actually, so I'm recording this on Sunday. On Monday will be the first day that I start, and it will be nice. I hope I can learn a lot, and that maybe we can also benefit from it. We will have to see how that works out. Good people, you can see that the arm still exists. I added landing gear. I had the idea, but one of my viewers, Texas Gorilla, also said that it would be maybe a good idea to have a landing gear up top here so that it clamps to the rotor here. I decided to just go with the landing gear that then holds up the car. That also works. You can see that I have set the arm to be a bit, to not go into straight how's that called? It doesn't go straight here. There are some limits set that keep it in this form so that I can attach the car with a landing gear. This should keep it safe from completely spinning out, going crazy. People said that it might go crazy when new updates hit, and I'm fairly sure that could happen because the whole setup with pistons and all that stuff is always dangerous when updates come around and all that stuff. So the mods don't seem to be updated yet. I hope that they come back as soon as possible. There, see, it is still offline. No options here. We will have to work with our hands again. Oh, I'm not used to that. Good. Let me give you a short overview of the settings. Let me get some oxygen and all that stuff before. And then we will take a look at the settings for the arm. It's not problematic. So here the landing gear is just set to lock on command. That's so I don't want to have it auto locking. That could pose problems. These are set up like the last time. The lower piston, so the one that's on the bottom basically, is set to a minimal distance of 3 meters and 9.8 meters maximum distance. This will have to change when I bring the whole thing down, and then we test out how it is to set it down on the ground when it is just standing on its wheels. The upper one, no things set. And then I have the rotors that make up the joints. There's just the lower limit is 0, so when it is straight, it is directly pointing down, and then the upper limit for the wrist and the shoulder are the same. Not the same, but minus 81 and just 81. So the elbow is set up to have 164 angular limit. Angular limit. That's a good word to learn there. At the moment, it exceeds that by. It's waked up. So normally it just, let me clear my throat here. Normally it by the way, I turned on the light now, so we so we don't stand in complete darkness. I saw that the last episode was relatively dark. I brought a spotlight there so that we have at least a bit of light. I also made this hangar door. We will have 2 slots in the middle, so that we can't prevent that. The car is just too big to make it in a way where we don't have these 2 open spots in the middle. But I also put down a button thing here, a button panel that gives us the ability to control this whole thing from up here, and I might also want to have one down there somewhere where we can reach it, so we can bring the car down when we are not in the thing and we don't have to use the wireless connection basically. So the hangar door is set up, we can open and close it. Then we can, whoa, that was loud. Then we can unlock the landing gear. You can see that when it comes up, it starts to shake a bit, and then I have to wait until it stops shaking and goes into a way where we can just then lock it. So this is the piston command, and we can just reverse the arm here, bring the whole thing down, and it fits very neatly through the hangar door. Even when we don't come up too straight to the whole thing, I have to be careful. You can see that this thing is a bit off from the center when I parked it, and now we should be able to already start the pistons going down. And with the light up there, we get this nice spot of light where we can maybe work in or something like that. So this works out beautifully, and now we can could just go in and use this as a lift, or we could use it to drive away and get it. But do work with the small car. I will have to see how I set it up when it is brought down on the wheels. I'm not sure if we can do that today, but we will see. So this works out nicely. Now what the other stuff we will have to do is we will have to go and close the whole thing up. I want to have some hangar doors on the sides too, just to, to be able to go out of or see what's, out here from up here. Maybe we can load other stuff later. I'm not too sure what else to do. This thing took up a lot of creative energy, kind of. It's hard to say. So now we have to wait until it stops shaking. Then we lock it. We close the hangar doors. That's a neat thing. Now I can show you the 2 spots. These 2 spots here basically will be open. Can't do anything about that. There are modded hangar doors, but I don't want to get extra hangar doors in just for this problem. Some people suggested to set the whole car down so that it is, so it doesn't make any problems. I hope that I have secured it enough with the landing gear. People also said, and that's a good tip to have, that if I use the parking brake from inside the cockpit, if I sit down and use P, then this whole thing unlocks and falls down maybe. I will have to get used to use a button command, not the key binding here, but a button in the cockpit. I will have to get used to it and really use that instead of using the P command, the P keybind. Okay, this worked out nicely. One thing I want to do now is cut out these blocks here. Maybe have it as wide as the hole for the car, and then we set up some airtight hangar doors here, go up and close it up on the top, so we have an entrance on the sides. If I have the walls here, I want to go up there and then make a connection to the roof of the car, where we can then set up a landing pad for the small Atmo Scout or other small vehicles, flying things. Oh man, good. Without the help of the nanites, that will be hard to do. I will start working on that now. Again, we now have a bit of a tricky project done. I want to go back to now fitting out the whole thing. Yeah, so that we, in the end, can close it up and have not a closed vehicle. It will be not airtight, but we don't need this open this open bay here. That's not beautiful. Later we want to do, or I want to do something with the wheels here, or the bottom. The trick with the mass blocks might be useful here too, because the whole thing gets top heavy really crazy, and I need to change that in a way, and I will have to see if mass blocks down here will bring the whole center of mass down. I hope that works out. Good. Let me do some work on the doors, and then I will come back to you when I have a bit more progress. One thing I want to use to get a bit more space down here is the catwalks. I got a suggestion that I could catwalk up basically the area around here, and then now I don't get the name anymore. It's I wrote down the Texas Gorilla comment, but I didn't write this down. Someone suggested to maybe hang the whole thing under the car and then make a catwalk so you can walk to it, and then go from there into the car. But I will use the catwalks better here. For one, it looks a bit nicer. You don't have this crazy big hole here that you can that you can fall into, and it gives me a bit more walking space up here. I might made these diagonal corners to be able to walk around the corner here better, but now the catwalks will help with me getting closer to the thing. I can't reach it from here. If I could bring it down a bit more, then it would be possible. Maybe we can do that later. Bring the landing gear a bit down and make the angles a bit bigger or smaller or whatsoever, and then have it a bit closer to the door. That could help me getting into it. We will have to see. That this is all possible. I will think about catwalks here. Maybe just some barriers, so I don't inadvertently jump in there, and this is not, this wouldn't be good. Okay, one thing I want to have here somewhere is a ladder up to the top. I'm trying to don't use a lot of modded stuff here. It's, for me, the modded stuff always helps, and is a good help for me to work with. For example, this medical station here is better to have it in this small fashion here than to have a big one somewhere. I don't have space for the big one at the moment. And the beam drill or the nanites, sure, these are not modded parts, but I'm trying to go by with not so many modded parts. The ladders will be another thing, and I still think there should be ladders in the game. Why are there no ladders? Ladders would be amazing. We can fly everywhere, yeah, but on planets it would be nice to have ladders, because on planets hydrogen is used up fairly quick. Okay, you can see I have the doors here on the side. The structure follows the rest of this structure. I can just fill this in, maybe do some stuff to the outside so it doesn't look too straight or too bland, basically. Maybe make some recesses or something like that. We will see, maybe a window. And then we will keep doing that back here, follow the line here, bring that down here, have a bit of a slope here that follows this, and then we can close this whole thing up, have a closed room, that's a good thing, and then we will set up something on the roof for not only a few solar cells, but also some oxygen farms. I want to be able that when I have sun, I want to use it not to power the whole thing or to fuel oxygen into the whole thing, but it would be neat to at least have a bit of support there. I have them as a supporting role, so I don't have to run the generators or the reactors for everything. When it just stands around, does nothing, why should lights be powered by the reactors? If we have sun, then we will use then automatically the solar cells will be used for that. Good. Okay. These doors I will fix up in the end, because these require me to go around and then put in all the materials after one after the other, and the welding up the steel parts is a lot easier because I can just take steel plates and then go around, weld that up. Let me do a bit more work. One thing I can't find is the center of mass of the whole thing here. I'm trying to find it, but for some reason it is not available. I can see the center of mass for the rotors and all that stuff. Maybe I have to be closer to it or something. Here's the one for the rotor here. Or it is in a weird place right now. Maybe somewhere in here or something, or hidden in one of the blocks. That would be... Oh, there's something. But this could be for the piston? I don't know. I have brought it out again because I have set up a button panel down here. I made it on this landing gear here so I can reach it from everywhere. So if the gear is up, it is standing on its wheels and then I can still reach it. If it's the whole thing, the jack is down, I can still work with it. And now I can work this whole thing from here. So this works out. The only thing I will have to, I think, activate from the top is the landing gear in it. But I usually want to use it anyway, so I can usually lock it from here, because this thing will be also my lift into the whole structure. Let me use the rotors and then we bring it in again. There it is. Okay, the center of mass is, I think it has gone down a bit. I don't know. We will have to work with it a bit more. I want to cut out the ports basically where I want to put the mass blocks, and we need to do that. I'm getting worried that the whole thing at one point will just fall over. Ah, this takes too long now. Okay, works. I want to first cut 2 openings into these parts here and have the mass blocks sitting somewhere in here. I want to bring the mass down and a bit to the front, because you saw that it is also a bit to the back, the whole mass thing. And I thought maybe cut it out here. That should in the end still be stable. This is connected. That should work without it crashing down. Let us try. Otherwise, you will see the whole thing explode right here, right now. Making these will be, I think, a lot of work, because again, I will have to go up and down constantly with the with my jetpack to carry materials down here. I don't know. I can't remember if I ever welded one of these up by hand. Okay, mass block and another one. Oh, there are. Okay, I want to have the panels to the inside, so I can also work with them from in here. What do I need? Superconductors, construction components, gravity generator components. Okay, the rest is steel plates. Let us weld this up now, and then we see what the center of mass does for us. This was not impressive, absolutely not impressive. I think we need to again bring the car out to see what it did, but I have the mass blocks in there now, and the point of the center of mass still doesn't show up. So maybe it is still somewhere hidden inside the car. Let me get to that. The rotors. I'm doing that very, very often right now. Oh, something. Oh, it was the door. See, there it is. It did nothing. It may have brought the whole thing a bit to the front. So, are there any things we can set up with these? No, nothing. So it adds, okay, it adds 50,000 kilograms, 50 tons to the front. Let us see how heavy the whole thing is. That will be interesting. Can we see it when we are sitting in the... Yes, we can. Yeah, okay, 2 million tons. The 100,000 extra doesn't do a lot there, I would say. We could add more. But I think then we... I don't know. Then we just add more weight, and I don't know if it helps with... if it really helps with distributing the weight more down. We could add 2 more. Maybe I will do that in the meantime, in between episodes, if I have time for that. So this experiment didn't work out too well, kind of. Good people, but I think I will end the episode here. So I hope you liked it. If you liked it, then please leave a like, leave a comment. I need all the ideas maybe you have for the mass problem. I don't want to add a lot of stuff down here. Maybe add a bit of stuff. We could add a cannon somewhere or something like that. That maybe would be a nice idea to protect us from evil spider, cyber, something, hounds, whatsoever. That could help. But I don't want to bulk it out too much down here. We will see. Good people, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on Wednesday.